Slade in Flame, an LP I bought at the vinyl sale at Wycombe Arts Centre. I recently watched the film Slade in Flame, where Slade played the part of a band called Flame. It was described by Mark Kermode as the Citizen Kane of rock musicals. There is one scene that for me really defines the whole rock band experience of the era, and it is when they all pile into a transit van. Another scene that I can imagine myself in is where Noddy and Jim are discussing starting a band as they stand side by side at a urinal. And there is a famous scene that they used to show a lot on television to promote the film, and it has Noddy and Jim discussing continuing the band in a pigeon loft. The film is full of shots of boarded up houses, stinking canals and grubby interior decor. However, at the end of the film, the characters seem to decide that this is preferable to the music biz, which is all gangsters and publicity stunts. There are hints to it all being set in the 1960s. There is a copy of Sgt. Pepper in the pirate radio station, which suggests that they started their rise to fame in about 1967. And I wonder if the time setting influenced the songwriting. It is a soundtrack album and the songs are not supposed to be Slade songs, but the hits that Flame would have had 5 years before Slade were big. A lot of the songs are hard rock and roll with that Slade sense of fun, like innuendo-laden musical seaside postcards. Jim Lee plays melodic and walking bass, sometimes with a touch of swing, a bit like Paul McCartney's Wings bass playing. There is some blistering bottleneck slide that ramps up the excitement on the rockers, and I was surprised to see Noddy playing the slide parts in the film. Dave Hill plays those melodic glam lead guitar counter melodies and appropriate instrumentals and riffs. There are plenty of Beatlesy backing vocals with oohs and vocal counter melodies. There is some variety. The song How Does It Feel is a ballad, and is probably one of their best songs. I had always quite liked Slade, but the endless stream of misspelled catchy rockers constantly on the radio did become wearing after a while. However, I really admired How Does It Feel. It seemed to put them in a higher league as songwriters. There is also the slow sing-along Far, Far Away, which is another Noddy Holder Jimmy Lee classic. In the film, Noddy starts out in a screaming Lord Sutch type act called The Undertakers, and he sings a song while locked in a coffin. I thought they should have used that track, which did actually sound of the time it was set in. But on the album it appears with different words and an updated production, and it even has some Stevie Wonder clavinet. Everything really does sound louder than everything else. Noddy Holder has to be one of the greatest rock lead singers. He's very powerful, but you can also hear every word. The album ends with some Little Richard rock and roll with the guitar playing the Chuck Berry riff. It has nonsense lyrics, horns and a guitar solo that cuts through the mix like a samurai sword. Slade in Flame. Slade.